the 13th Amendment, many people know, some don't, that it allows for technically for slavery, right? Slavery is still legal. What role do you think that plays with private prisons, with inmates doing work? What role do you think that plays in the incarceration rate? And as DA, with that being the actual law, is there anything that you can do to slow that down and to curb that incentive?
So I don't think that the 13th Amendment technically allows for slavery. It allows for slavery.
Okay.
There's nothing technical about it.
Right.
It is right there in black and white that you can be placed into involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm against private prisons. I think every single one should be abolished. They need to be shut down. I believe that it is not something that should be a part of a decent society where people actually make money off the backs of inmates. And right now we have it where businesses whose bottom line is money are running our prison system. Mm-hmm. And so the things that we're seeing occur across this county, because there are lots of private prisons here in San Diego. And a lot of people say, well, we're not Texas. Well, the same folks running GO and CCA in Texas run the same private prison facilities here. And so as a
and the GO group and CCA, those are private prison.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Right.
And so we're seeing them command our immigration detention facilities in Otay. There's one across the street from the courthouse downtown. There's one on Boston Avenue right in Southeast San Diego. And these are not the only private facilities. And so I believe that as a decent society, an advanced society, there's no room for private prisons, because what happens with private prisons is they are in for profit. That is why they're in business. And so they absolutely have a business in keeping their beds full. Mm-hmm. So when we start to talk about the general mentality of DAs where it is law and order, I'm going to use a hammer every time, we need to fill these beds because private prisons get paid off of who's in the beds. Mm-hmm. That's where there's a conflict of interest. We cannot continue to send people into prisons so that people can profit off of that. And I believe this whether they're private prisons or state-run prisons. When we're talking about unions, some of the unions for correctional officers are the biggest and most powerful unions. These are some of the biggest lobbyist groups. And we have to start to uncover why that is. I believe that we have too many prisons in California. We need to start to close them down. Right. And we're never going to do that if people are not in the business of people. Right. We're going to continue to do this when people are in the business for profit.
There's people out there, because we had the abolitionist movement of the past with ending antebellum slavery. There's abolitionists today who would say we need to abolish the 13th Amendment. We shouldn't have slavery in this country at all. Would you agree or disagree with that? And could you call yourself an abolitionist?
So the 13th Amendment, with the exception of that exception, is fine. Okay. Right? Because with the 13th Amendment, we did abolish slavery. And that's great.
Right. Antebellum, that form of
it. Yes. Let's take out this exception for involuntary servitude, and the 13th Amendment is all good, because then we're not allowing for any form of slavery, which is what the 13th Amendment should have been originally.
Okay, so you agree with abolishing the exception clause of the 13th Amendment?
Absolutely. We just had wildfires all in North County last week. We have volunteer firefighters that are our inmates being paid literally $1 a day. They are risking their lives to save people. That's involuntary servitude. Right. I understand that they're getting $2, but what we're paying them is actually not enough. But we get away with that because they're inmates. Right. And so my argument has always been, can this person get a job when they get out? And this isn't even just about our volunteer firefighters from fire camp. This is about businesses who have been making money inside of our prisons. Businesses that I won't name right now because I don't want to make them more famous than what they already are. But there are a lot of companies that I've been boycotting for at least 20 years because of their role in the prison industrial complex. So you have men in prisons helping you with your business, And when they get out, you say no to them for a job because they have a conviction. But it was okay for them to make money for you while they were locked up. Wow. So again, we've got to stop this insanity of this prison industrial complex. And while I'm on that point, our leaders need to stop taking money from the prison industrial complex. And we have leaders here in San Diego who take money from private prisons. So again, when your bottom line is money and it's not people, you're never going to make the right decisions. You can support me, Jones-Wright for DA 2018, by going to my website, www.joneswright4da.com. That is FOR, not the number, JONESWRIGHT FORDA.com. There you can sign up to volunteer. There's a big red donate button. Even if you don't have a lot of money, I'm getting dollar donations. I'm happy to accept them. This is a people power campaign. So if you can't give a lot, just give what you can because you understand the change that's needed. Follow me on social media. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. Jones-Wright, the number 4DA is my Twitter handle. Also, my handle for Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Just go to Jones-Wright for DA. You're going to love the videos I put up. I keep it real at all times. So follow me on social media.